Hey guys, what's up? So, around a few months ago, I wanted to make a video called something like why Gotenks is the most nerfed character in the patch, or why Gotenks is the most power crept character in the patch. The main point of that video was to make some statement like, the nerfs to things like EX punches are bad, but they're not that bad. The main thing was, one of Gotenks' core aspects as a character was that he could cancel his special moves into each other. So he doesn't really benefit from the system mechanic change of characters being able to do that in sparking as much as other characters would. I was dooming a little bit about Gotenks at the start of the patch. I was like, man, the changes to EX punches are really bad. You know, any change to Gotenks' special moves, they don't just affect one of them, because he can change them into each other. So that's a nerf to EX Beyblade, that's a nerf to regular Beyblade. If you want to do that out of Missile Barrage, it's not as strong. But I don't know, man. I was like, Adam, you're being a bitch. Gotenks has new tools that he got in the patch, and you haven't experimented with them very much. So then, on a positive note, because I don't see many people talking about Gotenks like he's very strong at all nowadays, and that's understandable, like, core part of the character is gone now. But I just wanted to make this video just showing off some random things that I've been using with the character since the last patch. Okay, so I'm just gonna be showing you guys a few things, and hopefully it helps you not doom about the character, because I don't think Gotenks is that bad, honestly. So first things first, I want to talk about EX punches. So if you don't know, EX punches used to be plus on block, and now it is -2. Really affects his game plan. He can't just jail into plus frames, which I'm like, okay, I mean, most characters couldn't do that. That's not like a horrible thing for a character not to be able to do. It's just getting rid of one of his strengths. But in return, you can see it is now 7-frame startup. Now what does that mean? 7-frame startup is really interesting. That is 1 frame slower than most characters' J5Ls. I don't know, all characters? Does anyone have a 7-frame J5L? I don't know. Anyway, 1 frame slower, and Gotenks EX punches, it does beat Super Dash. Very consistently. This has made this a valuable tool for counteracting one of Gotenks' other weaknesses. I have always said Gotenks really struggled against Super Dash because his J5L, while it could beat Super Dash, it was a really inconsistent option. You would find yourself inconsistently being out Super Dash. So I just never used it because I didn't want to risk something like that. But now that you have EX punches, not only is this a good counter to Super Dash, as you guys know, or probably know, this is a TOD starter. So if you catch someone super dashing at you, now even if they're in the air, you can kill them, which is awesome. And this is not only useful for just randomly people being in the air. It's useful because you can beat super dash, obviously, if you're just, you know, moving around here. You know, this is a common angle for Gotenks to be shooting key blasts at. But guys, this is so amazing because Gotenks can cancel special moves into each other. Whenever they buff or nerf one special move, it doesn't just apply to that one special move, it applies to all of them. And this is cool because A, you can better punish people for super dashing during Missile Barrage. But more importantly, guys, this EX Beyblade. Counterplay to EX Beyblade has almost always been, you can super dash it. It's not that simple. You know, Gotenks can maneuver around, and it's not just always safe to super dash. But beforehand, if you were ever doing Beyblade and you reacted to someone super dashing at you, you did not have time to do EX Beyblade. But now, you do. That is so useful, guys. And again, this can be a TOD starter. That is so valuable in the character. I can't preface enough the fact that you can punish someone trying to super dash you during EX Beyblade. Now, this does have some caveats. Because you are using EX punches after you do EX Beyblade, you've removed all your special cancels, which means that you either have to vanish or call an assist, or you can level 3 immediately if you have to, or if you're in sparking, this isn't a problem because you can cancel everything into everything. But a lot of the times you will need likely to use an assist to combo off of this, which, like, you know, whatever. He couldn't do this before, so I'm like, that's fine. But yes, that's the first thing I want to bring up is EX punches to beat Super Dash, both in neutral and out of EX Beyblade. Next thing, Galactic Donuts got sped up. While this is also useful for another method of you being plus on block, since they got rid of EX punches, it also, as a lot of you guys probably know, has changed Gotenks' combo structure. One really important thing I want to highlight. Gotenks can now do 5H into Galactic Donuts. It's not just 5H, it's specifically in the corner. 5H could not combo into Galactic Donuts. Why is that important? Why would that ever be important? Well, I have something very hyper specific, not just for combo structure. Like obviously doing more damage in your combos is nice, like you can do new routes, but this is useful for Ghost Oki. Now, as many of you probably know, if someone gets hit by the ghosts, it will both scale the damage of your combo, but more importantly, you cannot build meter if you have used your super in a combo. So most people, when they're doing Ghost Oki, they will either do this, and they will use Galactic Donuts in the combo there to make the Ghost Whiff, or since the last patch, you can do it here. Now, why is that so important? I want to focus on something really hyper specific. Most of you guys probably won't even implement this, and I haven't even started implementing it, but I want to. I see spots where I can do it, and I want to. So, Galactic Donuts is not like other linear level 1 Oki supers. You control each ghost individually. And because of this, if someone is trying to reflect your Ghost Oki pressure, they will have to reflect multiple times. So there will be times when you're doing Ghost Oki, fighting an opponent who tries reflecting all of your ghosts. They will be reflecting when you do these 3 ghosts, and even after you do those 3 ghosts, they still have to reflect you Gotenks. And before, if you saw them reflect in front of you to punish, you would just do your normal combo. And this is because, again, if you didn't do your normal combo, you couldn't get the Galactic Donuts to hit. But now, guys, check this shit out. Check this out, check this out. You can hit them with 5M as a reflect punish. Huh? Guys, that's so cool. I'm like, seriously. Especially because I'm gonna show you, you can't just hit 5M, because that will send the ghost towards them. You actually have to hold 5M and then press 5H. And when you hold 5M, here's a useful trick, and press 5H, in the animation of you pressing 5H, you can actually release medium. And if you do it at the right timing, it won't send the ghost towards them, which is just a little easier on my fingers. And then after that, you do Galactic Donuts, and then that is also a TOD starter. That is a TOD starter. You're like, when the fuck would I need a TOD starter? When I put them in the Ghost Oki. If I put them in the Ghost Oki, they're obviously not gonna have full health. Duh. Not so fast. I actually have a hyper-specific situation where this would be useful. If someone were to sparking, and then you hit them with a DP starter, obviously this combo isn't gonna do any damage to them, but you're like, I mean, I still want to put them in a Ghost Oki, obviously. And then you catch them doing this in your face, and then they die. And then you do a combo. Honestly, so likely. Like, I could totally see myself pulling this off. I could totally see myself pulling this off. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? So no, not useless. I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, hyper-specific. I wanted to show that off. Another thing about Galactic Donuts, or this isn't really about Galactic Donuts. Something I really like doing is 5H into Galactic Donuts. So a lot of the time, if someone were to try to counter mash Galactic Donuts, you would be too close and they would just be able to hit you out of it. But in some situations, 5H can get you the extra distance, so you can't be counter mashed by characters 5Ls. So I like doing it out of 5H. And from this distance, Galactic Donuts is +5. But +5 doesn't mean a crazy amount, because you're all the way over here, like your jab isn't gonna reach. So what are your options? You can do 5H, but a lot of Gotenkses will like to either 5M or 2M. Now, since you're +5 here, these will beat out your opponent mashing, but something I want to focus on is if they are to reflect. Because something that I had been struggling with in this situation is that Gotenks doesn't have anti-reflect out of this unless you do run up jab. Because neither 5M nor 2M can go into 5H as anti-reflect. But now that Gotenks has this new move, he has forward and light 4L. Now that he has this, super nice, because this does work as anti-reflect. And another useful thing, if they try to jump out of this, you can actually clip them on the way up and get a combo. And a specific sequence that I like to do is I'll do 5H into Galactic Donuts, and then I'll do 4L into 5H into another one. And from this position, you guys want to know what something cool is? If Gotenks does 6M, it is actually a plus on block 6M. It varies from character to character, and I actually don't know if it works on some of the larger body characters. I would have to check, but it's just a small thing that I think is cool. Like, I've been trying to find some cool plus on block 6M setups, and this is the one I am reporting to you guys as of right now. Isn't that cool? Okay, last thing. This is the thing that gave me hope for the character. Gave me hope for Gotenks. I was really dooming for a while, and then I started experimenting with this, and I was like, oh, this is so valuable. And that is the new change to Gotenks Ki Blast, where he can do Ki Blast and cancel it into 5H. Now, every character got the ability to cancel, or most characters can now do something similar to this. What's different about Gotenks is that his Ki Blast propels him forward. And that allows him to get some really nasty stuff. Because the dangerous thing about this isn't even the 5H, in my opinion. Now, let me tell you guys why I think this is useful. First of all, you can always do this no matter how low to the ground you do your Ki Blast. You can always get 5H out of it, as long as you do it quickly enough. So this is a Ki Blast into an overhead, right? So, Gotenks can also do an empty overhead, and that looks so similar to the overhead, in my opinion. Really similar timings, but obviously you can OS it. Like, if you just have goated defense, then they don't hit on the same frame. But something you also might know about Gotenks Ki Blast, and this has been the case forever, regardless of how low you are, you can always air dash forward after Gotenks Ki Blast. And after you air dash forward, you can always get the first hit of 5L, which means this isn't really OSable. You have to go up, down, up, because there is a delayed overhead possibility. And this is just so fast, like, especially I've been using it in conjunction with just jump overhead. And what's useful is that even if you've used your air dash, like you do a normal jump in, you can still do the Ki Blast. And the first part of this mix, where you do either overhead, or you do empty low. I think this is such a useful tool. Like, and Gotenks can do things like double Ki Blast into overhead. That's just an extra mix-up. And Gotenks, you know, he can do backdash into another Ki Blast. You know, you can, I don't know why you would do this into heavy, but you can do that and peel off for some reason. I'm sure there's a reason, I don't know. And guys, with the change to Gotenks that makes it harder for him to get plus frames, another pressure tool I think is so needed, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, medium punches is not that useful. I use it when I have to. It really is, I don't think, a super common thing you should be doing in your Gotenks block string. But, like, don't let me tell you what to do. Like, you can do whatever you want. Anyway, that's all the Gotenks tech I have for you. Be sure to drop the character so I am the only person playing Gotenks online. That would make me feel very special and unique.